Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I know there'll be a lot more questions following, so I'll be something that I usually am not, and that's brief. You know, I have to commend the folks who've worked on this bill. I've had the opportunity in the last few days to be up front and watch it. I don't want any criticisms I may have of the bill to take away from the fact that how hard people have worked. And they have listened to many people coming in to express their concerns about this in the last, day and hours for that matter. Now, with that said, as many people know, as you negotiate things in this building, people do want to come and they want to be here and they want to be on the bus, so to speak. And they know if they're left off the bus, the worst things happen. But that doesn't always mean they don't still have concerns. As we've heard tonight, the Hospital Association has stayed away from this. And it's not because the Hospital Association is not somebody who comes and negotiates. They always have. But I think the problem is it's kind of gotten to the point where kind of enough is enough. I mean, as we've heard earlier, they have a lot of concerns right now. The hospital tax, mental health reductions in payments, Medicaid reductions, and property tax. They're all things that are huge concerns to our institutions in this state. So now we're facing, one more challenge, and we're putting one more thing on their plate. And it's important to realize when you look at this bill that we're talking about tonight, the core issue of this bill is about selling hospitals. Now, a number of years ago, we all have President Obama and everybody lining up, and we've done it in this chamber to support the Affordable Health Care Act. And when we do that, part of that is forming the ACOs, the Accountable Care Organizations, where we're going to form networks of people who work together, share information, and reduce hospital costs. We come out and we're the leaders in putting the insurance exchange in place. And we're getting behind it, and we're making this effort work. And now we're turning around and saying, whoa, hold on. You're getting too big. And by the way, the cutoff here, as we know with the C1 process, is $1.5 billion. That affects the largest networks in the state. So let's talk about one of those. Let's talk about Yale for a minute. Yale, one of the finest institutions in this country. If you have something wrong with one of your family members, oftentimes you want to get them to a really great place. And one of them is what? It's Yale. It's right here in our backyard. I live up in Danbury, folks. I know people who go down to Yale. In fact, we have an organization that helps people take care of the cost of going to Yale. And we have it right here in our backyard. Now, what we're doing now is we're saying, well, you're getting too big, and now we're going to stand in the way. That's going to happen to other health systems in the state as well. Folks, if we're going to do something in the state, we're going to stay on a policy, and we're going to do it. We should do it right. We should stick with it. This bill still has harm to hospitals. And we're killing them, folks. I mean, I'm getting tired of standing up here and saying it. We're strangling them. So I want to leave you with one thought. I was looking online earlier tonight, taking a break. I found this really cool piece of art. Somebody had gone out in a pasture, and they had picked up a big old cow patty. And I don't know what they thought of it, but next thing you know, they turned it into a clock. I guess it was hard enough. It's, maybe they polished it. I don't know. But there's a little like a symbol on it, and there's a clock right in the middle of it. Pretty ingenious, pretty innovative. Kind of like this bill. We picked this thing up. The folks have worked on it a lot here, but we still know what it is. And I mean that we've got great clock makers here, folks. They have worked hard on this, and I understand that the intentions, but at the end of the day, I'd really love to see this go on and become a study or do something with it some of the time, because right now, this year, it's killing our hospitals. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, sir.